Hey everyone, welcome to another Haze Reverb video, and in this one we're going to talk about Choco, who's going to be the new unit, and we have a few other events that have started up for this week's update. So Choco is a support unit. She's not limited, and she will go on the standard banner after the banner ends. So therefore you can skip her for that reason alone, but we'll go over her skill kit. Now, despite her being a support unit, she's actually an offensive support, right? So she changes her targeting to the enemy. Think of her like a crim, right? So she'll target the unit that's moving after her in the turn order, and therefore, let's say she's in position 4, she'll target position 5, right, when she attacks. And then she will do fixed damage to all these squares that you can see here, right? So she targets the main target here on the white square, and then all the yellow ones will also get splashed on. And based on the number of units hit during this range, she will scale her damage up. But it doesn't sound like it's going to be a very high amount anyway, because you can see the multiplier support power times target's max HP, then times number of units that she hits times 3%. That's a very low multiplier. So she's going to do barely any damage, I would say. And then she has cloaking. Cloaking means that as long as there's a unit on your side of the field in her lane, she can't get targeted. You have to kill the other unit first, and then once she's the only unit in that lane, then she can be like directly targeted. She'll boost herself with support power, and then she will also dispel buffs on the main target, and all the secondary targets will dispel their strengthening effects. So only the main target gets all buffs dispelled. Then she will also reduce the mobility of whoever she's targeting, and also reduce their damage reduction from dodging. This is pretty bad because she's sort of built towards PvP, but no one's really using dodge units in my opinion, or at least not from what I've seen. So I think this is just not very good at the moment. I guess maybe in the future, if dodge becomes more of a thing, then she could increase in value. But for now, I think she's just not worth pulling, right? Then she has focus fire, which is okay. Because you can soften up some units, and then you can follow up with some sort of like multi-hitting cleave attack, and that will hopefully kill off some units in that range. The downside is you do have to give up a slot to run her, right? Which means you're giving up. Usually, you will be giving up a DPS, and in my opinion, I'd rather just run another DPS instead and just kill something with that unit. Hopefully, even maybe killing 2 units, depending on what DPS you're running. So that's just my personal opinion on that. Then she has her EX is she'll buff all your units with crit chance and crit damage, as long as you have one of every type of unit. I think this includes Transcendent as well. So you need a 1 Transcendent unit, 1 heavy, 1 assault, etc. Right? So I guess for mixed teams you could consider it. I'm not particularly impressed by it. I mean, getting some crit chance and crit damage is nice, but it's not too important, I feel, right? Because usually you'll get this off other buffs already. So I don't feel like you really need this. It's okay though. But yeah, overall, I'd say skip her for the time being. And as I said, because this week is double resource, I think next week is probably when they'll start a new side story. We could probably get a new unit out of that as well. So yeah, we may see some new units. I'd say we're probably due for like a new limited pretty soon as well. So pretty good chance that next week will be a limited unit. But that's just me having an educated guess. Alright, so I will leave it there for her. Now for this week's events, currently, because at the time of recording, some events haven't started yet. Alright, so we got this one, Sweet Choco House. This seems like you just do some daily missions, just do like spend a certain number of energy or like clear a certain number of stages, and probably do like 5 attacks in PvP, and then you can like get all your daily rewards. It sounds like what it probably is, so just make sure you do that every day. And then we have a login event. So this is basically a check-in event. Every day you'll get some sort of rewards. We don't know what that is yet. Hopefully we'll get some good stuff. But that will be for this week's events, right? Those are the main ones. I also mentioned we already had, we've already got double resource started, so good chance to spend all your energy on that. We don't have anything major to do because there's no side stories on, so now you can just focus all your energy on this, which is great. Gives you a chance to catch up on whatever you need, show credits, cores, whatever it may be. And finally, we have Moon Abyss has started, right? So we've got 2 weeks to do this. Plenty of time, but you might want to work on it slowly just so you don't have to rush at the end. But yeah, get your rewards from Moon Abyss. And yeah, that is it for this week. Now, I haven't done any updates on the spreadsheet for this week because I've been busy with family stuff on the weekend, and then I was working on Crusade Raid, and yeah, then I was working on some other stuff as well. But hopefully next week I'll get something out on the spreadsheet. I do have some plans on what I want to add, so yeah, I'll see how I go with getting around to that. Alright, so that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.